In Austin, I'm Quita Culpepper, and it's been 4 months since the city of Austin launched a 3-week initiative to clear homeless camps around town. Since October, city staff say they've learned some lessons. Reporter Jessica Cha explains.
Angel Rodriguez has lived in this North Austin neighborhood his whole life.
I moved here when I was in 6th grade.
And he says so have his neighbors beyond that fence. On this side of the fence is a neighborhood that Angel grew up with. But on the other side of the fence is a neighborhood that's filled with tents and debris.
There was like little tents all around. We saw a bunch of bottles. We also saw needles.
And he says it's been an issue.
They stole our blowing machine and also the weed eater, and I think it was some gas canisters as well. They just, whatever they could hold, they took it. I would just want the city to kind of clean it up.
And while this is private property, the city says they did help clear the area 2 years ago. And they've been helping clear camps in other areas of Austin ever since.
We, as a department, have been doing homeless encampment management since the department was founded.
4 months ago, the city launched a 3-week initiative that took a more proactive approach to clearing encampments.
All hands on deck approach at trying to deal with some of the most stubborn campsites and encampments throughout our community.
Alongside APD, EMS, Park, Watershed, and Animal Service departments, crews responded to 669 encampments. They moved 181 people into shelters and cleared over 1 million pounds of debris. And since it's ended, Chris Anderson with the Homeless Strategy Office says they've learned some lessons and are changing their approach when cleaning encampments.
So one, we need adequate outreach time. We need time to learn who the people are at those encampments. We had a lot of manpower, but we necessarily didn't have the right technical equipment at the right campsites.
He also says there was a lack of coordination between departments when clearing out a specific location.
We are currently working on drafting a new encampment plan, taking those lessons learned.
So in the last 4 months, Anderson says city crews have come into contact with almost 400 sites and removed 332 tons of litter. For Angel's issues, though, he says his family have learned their own lessons while they wait for solutions.
This is where my dad keeps all of his equipment now.
In North Austin, Jessica Cha, KVUE News.
A big announcement from the University of Texas at Austin. UT is undergoing a major academic restructuring. The university is consolidating 7 ethnic and gender studies departments into 2 new departments. The changes are causing some concern among some UT students and faculty. Here's reporter Daniel Perot.
After months of pressure, UT Austin is making big changes in its College of Liberal Arts.
It really seems to be a rebuke and repudiation to everything that has made UT Austin distinctive and great.
The news first shared in a meeting with department chairs Thursday before UT President Jim Davis announced it in a campus-wide email. Departments like African Diaspora Studies, Mexican American Studies, and Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies departments are being consolidated into a new department of Social and Cultural Analysis, while the French and Italian, Germanic Studies, and Slavic and Eurasian Studies departments are being consolidated into the Department of European and Eurasian Studies.
I don't know what that will entail. I don't know what that means for the future of our degree program.
Davis says there will be curriculum reviews to figure out what majors, minors, and courses will be offered. Current students will be able to continue pursuing their degrees. Women and Gender Studies Department Chair Lisa Moore says the move will gut a department that's one of the best in the country.
Shutting them down, renaming them, erasing them, is rolling back a century of progress.
Davis says these changes are needed after the university found fragmentation across departments. He says this will allow students to get a balanced and challenging educational experience.
This was something that was imposed on us without our consent or participation.
It comes amid growing political pressure from conservatives who sought to eliminate programs they see as liberal. Last month, Texas A&M eliminated its Women and Gender Studies degree program.
Those political attacks and that level of uncertainty is really difficult, and there's no need for it.
Moore says she feels the changes will make it harder to recruit and retain top students, faculty, and staff. It impacts, she says, we thought far beyond the UT campus.
And that was Daniel Perot reporting. This change comes after more than 20 UT Austin staff members who focused on academic programming lost their jobs. Last month, Provost William Inboden eliminated 23 positions in the Academic Affairs Office as part of a plan to wind down 4 programs. A university spokesperson told KVUE UT is reviewing resources and will continue to prioritize high-quality teaching and learning, adding the displaced employees will get hiring preference for other UT jobs. As we celebrate Black History Month, a Central Texas school is honoring a man whose legacy helped shape generations. This week marks the 200th birthday of Newton Collins, once enslaved in Travis County, later a minister and businessman. Reporter Daniel Gomez shows us how elementary students celebrated his lasting impact.
Education is part of the foundation of this Del Valley ISD school's history.
The students are just alive with enthusiasm about Newton Collins Day. That is very exciting to me.
But Newton Collins is more than the name of the day and the elementary school. It's a legacy, one that Ernest Collins is a part of and happily shares with the next generation of Central Texans packed into this room.
The school's doing a great job in not letting his memory be forgotten.
Newton Collins was born in Alabama. He came to Texas as a slave and remained in Travis County after being freed to build a community with his own 2 hands.
He had training. He knew how to read and write, and he had training as a carpenter.
Newton Collins built churches and a school. Ernest Collins saying his great-great-grandfather felt education was out of the hands of the Black community in the Reconstruction era. While the original school Newton Collins built has become a part of the past, Ernest Collins and the family fought for Newton's name to continue being a part of the future. Living in Houston at the time, they made routine trips to Del Valley School board meetings, making their case to have the school bear the Collins name.
That room was so excited about that. I don't think there was a dry eye in the whole place.
So that's a story that we carry with us every day.
Principal Lucinda Fisher has always invited the Collins family to see the kids carrying on that legacy for themselves. Now, February 11, Newton Collins' birthday, is an annual standing invitation.
This is the first time we've had so many family members here, so that was really special.
Going beyond the lesson plan for students like Scarlett Terpenning.
Yeah, it's complicated in class to learn about it, but it's really thrilling to know what happened in the past and where we are now.
And for parents like India Wilmot, a chance to learn something new about her community.
I was like, oh my gosh, okay, who is Newton Collins, right? So then I Googled it and I went, oh my gosh, there is really cool history over here.
Newton Collins' legacy continues to stand the test of time.
It's great. The results would say that it was all worth it.
As it better sets up more young Central Texans for success. Daniel Gomez, KVUE News.
What a great story. And those are the headlines happening in Austin. I'm Quita Culpepper.